So, good evening, everybody. First of all, let me thank the organizers for inviting me for this session. I World sustainability is actually a misnomer earlier, but now it is posing a grave threat to our entire community as a whole. So, this session, I'll be running through a few of these small items so that you will be able to understand a little about the sustainability as well as how we are going forward. So I'll just start my presentation. Okay. So first of all, as Nasi has said, my name is Vinay Balakrishnan, and I am actually an accidental innovator. I never wanted to be an innovator or something like that. So I just take you through a small session of my life journey, then move to the actual session. So basically, I am a geologist by profession because I am a postgraduate in geology. But after studying geology, then I thought it is not my forte. I moved into as a medical rep for 2 years. Then I moved to HR department in Indian Railways for almost 4.5 years. I served the nation as a territorial army soldier for 2 years. I was in two banks. I worked in foreign exchange and credit in two banks, worked for 10 years. Then last, I moved to insurance. So I was actually a CEO of an insurance company based at Mauritius. So there I realized that I need to give something back to earth before I leave this place. So this is where my sustainable journey has started. So what I've seen is when you're outside India, you can see a lot of stubble burning and pollution happening inside India, which is getting a wide publicity outside India. So then I thought, why don't we do something? So this is where I started my project from agriculture waste making products, which is common for the public. So I can say I'm an accidental businessman or accidental innovator. So this slide you can see is the UN Sustainable Goals, as NICE has already told, is the blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future. So they address the global challenges we face, including those related to poverty, inequality, degradation, peace, and justice, etc. So this is where the United Nations have decided to have sustainable development goals for the whole universe, then work on each goal separately. Okay, so UNF defined 17 goals for the humanity. The first goal is no poverty. Second goal is zero hunger. Third goal is good health and well-being. Fourth goal is quality education. Fifth goal is gender equality. Sixth goal is clean water and sanitation for all. Seventh goal is affordable and clean energy. Eighth goal is decent work and economic growth. Ninth goal is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. 10th one is reduced inequality. 11th is sustainable cities and communities. 12th one is responsible consumption and production, of which we will be discussing a little more deeply. 13th one is the climate action. 14th one is life below water. 15th is life on land. 16th is peace and justice, strong institutions. And 17th is partnership to achieve the goal. These are the 17 goals identified by the United Nations. Okay, as I said, goal number 1, end poverty. Can you see the stripes, no? Hello, can you see the slides?
Yes, sir, yes.
Yeah. So as I said, goal number 1 is to end poverty in all its forms everywhere across the globe. Goal number 2 is end hunger, achieve food security and improve nutrition, promote sustainable agriculture. So the goal says if we increase production, there will not be any hunger. Third goal is ensure healthy lives, promote well-being for all ages. Goal number 4, ensure inclusive and equitable equality education, promoting lifelong learning. Goal number 5 is gender equality, empower women and girls. Sixth is ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Goal number seven is ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable modern energy. As in the caption, it says 1 in 5 people lack electricity around the world. Goal number eight is promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth. You can see women working for a development or economic growth. And goal number nine is build resilient infrastructure, sustainable industries, and foster innovation. Goal number 10 is reduce inequality within and among countries. As you know, G20, India is the current president, where India formulates the theory of one earth, one family, one future. This is for the global community. And number 11 is make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Number 12, as I said, this will be talking a little more. Ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Number 13 is my area, where is taken urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. Number 14 is conserve sustainably use the ocean, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. Goal number 15 is protect, restore, promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forest, combat desertification, and halt reverse land degradation. Number 16 is to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice to all. Goal number 17, and the last one is strengthen the means of implementation, revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. So these are the 17 major guidelines of the United Nations, which each and every country is implementing it at its own pace. And currently, I am talking about the goal number 13 about myself, because we are manufacturing biodegradable tableware from wheat bran. Our brand name is Tushan, which means a banana leaf in Malayalam language. So we are taking goal number 13 to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. So Tushan is our brand name. And any innovation has to have three major impact or necessary. One is a product desirability should be there, a product viability should be there, or a product feasibility is there. If you can see the seat innovation sweet spot is there, you can see if all three combine together only, an innovation will happen. This is where my innovation took place when Prime Minister Modi has announced a single-use plastic ban way back in 2021. So there was an order which was promulgated, plastic ban, effective 1st July 2022. On 2021, this was announced. So what the challenges to the common people is, the problem we have identified is, government has banned single-use plastic effective 1st July. So in many states and across the globe, we have seen many countries banning single-use plastic without any alternative product to the public. So people are put to a lot of discomfort without any alternative. This is where we thought we can come out with an alternative which is eco-friendly, which is biodegradable, so that people won't move back to plastic use. So our product is made from eco-friendly, biodegradable product, which may also save a lot of environmental issues with an extra income generation to the local farmers. So there is a problem which the government of India has banned single-use plastic along with other countries. Our solution was to provide an alternative so that people won't move back to plastic usage. This is where our solution came. So as you can see on the top, you can see the plates, cups, bowls, and the fork, knife, spoon. These are made from edible wheat bran. So as you can see on the right hand side, you can see after single use, these are our products are single use products. After single use, if you want, you can take a bite of it. Otherwise, you can use it as a cattle feed, poultry feed, fish feed, or as organic manure. And we are associated with the Government of India, NIST, CSIR labs, as well as CPET, which is also Government of India labs. So these two organizations support our journey, and we provide alternative to plastic. So some of our products, what we normally available in the markets are plates, bowls, rice drinking straws. So plates, different type of plates are there. Then cake bases are there. Soup bowls are there. After eating your meal, if you want, you can take a bite of it. As I said, it can be recycled as manure or as cattle feed, poultry feed, etc. And we are also coming out with a fork, knife, spoon, takeaway boxes, food containers, and disposable cups. By September, we are launching. These are our full product ranges. And one information which is alarming to Kerala as a state is Kerala produces around 45,000 tons of plastic waste every year. Of that, approximately 20,000 tons are single-use plastic. So you can see what is the damage we are doing to the environment. So with our product, we plan to reduce around 300 tons of plastic waste by next year, next March 2024. We are giving an alternative. So let's say no to plastic. So we have won some awards and recognitions also on the way. As you can see, we have got the Government of India Award, National Award. Then we were invited by the Prime Minister to meet us. Then we won the FICCI National Award, Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce. We also won the United Nations Award for the Best Agriculture Product. We represented Government of India on the World Responsible Tourism and the World Travel Mart London. Recently, we won the Climathon Award for Ernst & Young. We also won the Startup Mission, Kerala Startup Mission Awards. And very recently, the G20 Summit, which happened in Kerala, our plates and straws were used as official tableware partner. And we are incubated at IIT Kanpur, Kerala Agriculture University, as well as Indigram Labs, Delhi. So as you can see, we have only our place, our planet, and it's also our responsibility to keep the planet safe. So let me now come to SDG 12, which is our topic of choice. So I will ask some small questions. If somebody can answer it, it will helpful for me also to have a two-way round of these things. So what I'm saying is that first point, choose a reusable product. What is a reusable product? Anyone can help me on that? Somebody can unmute if you can say that.
Reusable.
Anything that could be reused again, sir, after it has been already used once.
That's correct.
Probably in some other form.
Example, paper, sir.
Paper is a reusable or a single use? How do you say it's reusable?
We can use the other side of the paper or use it as a manure or use it for covering. Depends.
Yeah. So basically, we need to find a product which can be used again and again. That is the meaning, which means, for example, even if you take a plastic plate, for example, we use commonly in our house, which can be reused again after washing, instead of a single-use product. So there are a lot of single-use products available in the market. So some examples I can tell you, you can see go into the market, you can find, say, single-use carry bags, plastic bags, one-time use. So what is happening to that? So after use, normally you throw it away or you dump it. So what is happening to that after that? It automatically goes into the soil, then it converts into microplastic. It again comes to haunt you in the form of vegetables or a meat, or animals can eat it, whatever a fish can eat it. So wherever possible, use reusable products, which means it can be used again and again and again till it is 100% out. So this is where one choice you can make, how you can make a difference for the environment. Try to use a product which can be reused and again. Use a coffee mug instead of a normal paper cup. So when you use a paper cup, what happens is you use it only single one time. Then nobody understands what happens to that later. Unfortunately, all the paper cups you have seen in the market has a coating of plastic in it. I don't know how many of you are aware. Anybody is aware of that? Any idea? Do you know the paper cups have a plastic coating?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is because it needs to hold water or coffee or tea. So when you put a coffee or tea which is very hot into the cup, automatically the first level of coating, which is plastic, which comes and mixes with your tea or coffee and it enters your stomach. So if you are a regular user of a coffee or a tea cups, definitely it will be an alarming to you. The cancer what we are seeing across India or across the globe is one of these single-use products. So coffee or tea cups are one example. Then another example is our, as I said, carry bags or plastic bags, whatever it is. So try to use products. You go. I'm not saying it is practical, but wherever possible, try to use reusable products. You go with your coffee cup or go with your own eco bag, second line. You can use your own cloth bags for shopping. For easiness, people don't carry bags. So what they do is you buy, even if it is 10 rupees or 20 rupees, people are prepared to buy plastic bags. But make it as a habit from the child itself so that you convert the habit of buying into a, I can say, something sensible. You don't make yourself a victim or a, I can say, a problem for the environment. So try to make use of reusable products like what I said, coffee mugs or our cloth bags, wherever you go for shopping. Third point is a water bottle. So reusable water bottle. So what are the reusable water bottles available in the market? You can use steel, or you can use hard food grade water bottles. I don't know how many of you know the difference between a food grade water bottle and a normal plastic bottle. Any idea?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So basically, you when you go to the market, you can see a lot of water bottles available. So in different colors, different shapes, and everything. But food grade water bottles are expensive. Why? Because it contains the food grade material and it doesn't harm you. But whereas a plastic bottle or a plastic water bottle, even if you say, for example, you buy a mineral water or what you can say, water, normal water, you pay 15 rupees or 20 rupees. That cannot be recycled. So that you throw it as a trash and again it goes back to the nature as a waste. So you are creating more waste. So these are all petroleum products, which unfortunately takes around 600 years to disintegrate into the earth. So wherever possible, use reusable water bottle or even glass bottles. I don't know, children find it difficult. But in hotels, we have seen very lately that people started using the glass bottles wherever water is stored. This is a welcome change. So wherever possible, try to reduce plastic. So plastic, how many of you know there are different type of plastic and what is the difference between a biodegradable product and a compostable product? Can anyone say the difference, compostable or biodegradable? I know it's very difficult. I'll just give you an example. A biodegradable product is one, even if you litter on the road or anything, it will be eaten by the ants, it will be eaten by the crows, dogs, or anything, and it will automatically, a natural product, it disintegrates into the soil. Whereas a compostable product, you go to any supermarket, You try to buy a paper cup or a plate, I can say normal party plates, where you can see, just look at the backside, how it used to be disposed. If someone says it's a combustible product, then it's an alarm bell for you. A combustible product contains a chemical or a plastic content which is harmful to the earth, which means you cannot litter on the road, or even if you throw it into the trash, it will take years to disintegrate. Whereas a biodegradable product, automatically within 30 or 45 days, it goes into the soil. So the difference is compostability and a biodegradable product. So wherever possible, try to use a biodegradable product wherever possible. I'm not saying that lot of options are there, but wherever it is disintegrating into the earth, which is actually good for Mother Earth, otherwise you are creating another waste. My fourth point is advocate corporate responsibility. Anybody knows what is a corporate responsibility? Any idea? CSR. It is known as CSR, corporate
When
social
the corporate
responsibility.
houses start contributing to any, anything that they believe in, any for the community, basically. So
Actually, there is
they
a
may
rule.
do it with
Yeah, actually, there is a rule.
providing finances or providing space or providing manpower or providing ideas, whatever, in whatever form.
Excellent. Actually, the corporate social responsibility is a responsibility of the organization. Whoever is making profit has to give shell out 2% of their profit. Hello. Ah, I'm saying that 2% of the profit they need to share to the environment, or corporates as a social responsibility, they need to spend it. So 2% of the total profit, net profit, I'm saying, it has to be given back to the society as a corporate responsibility. So whenever you find some companies interested to take up the corporate responsibility, approach them, tell them about the environment. Wherever possible, you can support in a corporate responsible way, educate the companies, because most of the companies, they give corporate responsibility, buy an ambulance or buy something for the hospital, something like that. So what is another thing of corporate responsibility? They can actually care for the environment. They can replace plastic with some alternative products, or provide some drinking water facilities, or alleviate proper poverty. All these things are a part of corporate responsibility, but many companies are not aware of what they can do with their funding. So you can help them or create a sense saying that corporate responsibility is their problem to help the environment, at least an SDG 12. So production patterns and sustainable models they can develop with a corporate responsibility. My next point is doing more with less. I'll give you a classic example of our old generation. So when they buy a new dress, so they will wear it for some time. When they get torn, what happens is it is converted into a, I can say, mattress, or then again it uses for washing, then again it uses for the cleaning the house. Finally, the last piece is thrown into the soil, which means doing more with less. So whatever is available, you use it till it is fully utilized, which means you are not creating unwanted items in the house. In majority of our houses, if you see, we are in a buying spree. When you go to any mall or supermarket, you want more and more. So you create more of waste in your own house, then immediately you pollute the entire environment also. So this is what one idea which you can say, doing more with less. You try to be happy with the less. It's very easy to say, but it's very difficult to practice. Next point is balancing the use of natural resources to foster growth. So in your community or in your school or college or wherever it is, wherever possible, use natural resources to plant trees or fruit bearing trees or any trees which can help your surroundings. So as long as possible, go to nearby nurseries, collect plants which are actually grow big after some years. So these plants will give you sufficient oxygen in and around the area. So it will help to balance the growth of the children as well as the environment. My next point is very, very important to each one of you, which is minimizing food loss and waste. This is an area where most of the people ignore. So when we go to a hotel or a restaurant, what we do is we order more, and normally there will be waste. So either we say you take it back, but very few people say that at least you pack it and repack and give it to me so that I will use it later. So order what is required only. Minimize the food loss wherever in the hotel as well as in the house. Cook minimum whatever is required because a lot of hungry people are around the world. So minimize food loss and waste so that you be a responsible citizen. Particularly in the school, you can see a lot of people, students coming and throwing the waste or throwing their food, which is actually not good. There are a lot of students, a lot of children without even having one meal every day. So think of that line. So whichever is required only you collect and minimize the food loss and waste. My next point is adopting sustainable practices. What are some of the sustainable practices you see in the school or colleges, wherever you are? Anything? Can you say something?
Sir, our school runs in solar power. So I think it's a sustainable this thing. I'm from Talkage, from
Okay.
Vaitla.
Same
Okay.
for my school. It's totally run on solar power. In fact, we even give back to the grid. Apart from that, all biodegradable. We make our own manures. The water is circulated. There is a whole system of inviting birds and animals in the campus. So there's a huge environment friendly school that I have.
Very nice. Very nice. Anybody else?
Sorry, in our college also we are having solar system, sir.
Okay. I think solar seems to be a very interesting proposition for everybody. Okay. I will ask a few questions on solar. Since you said solar is most important, there are two types of solar available: off-grid and on-grid. Hope you are aware of that. On-grid means you are giving back to the grid, which means there is no storage facility. Off-grid means you have a battery backup in case of power failure. So there are two types of solar available in the market. So most of the school normally gives back to the grid, and in case of power failure, they will sit in the dark. In case of off-grid product, you are not giving back to the grid, but you are storing yourself for your own use. Hope you are aware of it. If you are not aware, I think this is the practice in solar. Is there anything else? Any other sustainable practices other than waste management, converting waste? Anything anybody in school is doing? Okay, and think see waste management is another area where you can convert your food waste or any waste to a gas, biogas, or you can convert it into manure, organic manure.
Sir,
Yeah,
may I? In
yeah,
our
please.
school, we have a biogas plant where all our canteen waste, the vegetable scrapings, and all the food waste are turned into biogas system.
Very good. I think that is a good way of converting waste. And the biggest challenge of the biogas plant is the slurry which comes out. Any idea what is being done on that?
So we have vegetable gardens also. So it is used as manure, and it is diluted and used as manure.
Yes, correct. That is the use of that, because the waste water which is coming out of that slurry is actually, it's a very good manure for the plants. And in case if it is used properly, because it's very highly concentrated, so you need to mix it with water and spray it across your garden. It is a very good way. You don't have to buy any organic manure for that. Anything else on a sustainable practices? Waste management is one, solar is one.
Rainwater harvesting.
Yes, rainwater harvesting is another one. And do you have a well or a pond for doing this, or just inserting into the soil only?
Actually, it is a rule, it's a new rule that every new building which is built in Kerala needs to have a rainwater harvester. That is a big tank needs to be installed. So that's
Correct,
the common rule.
correct. So rainwater harvesting is one area where you are actually recharging the groundwater. Basically, the groundwater in everywhere, it is getting depleted. So what is happening right now across India or across the globe is we have littered our entire topsoil with plastic. So the rainwater is not able to penetrate into the soil. This is where you see a lot of floods happening, particularly in Kochi, if you see in Kerala or any state. When the rainwater comes, it is not able to move to the sea or not able to penetrate to the earth, because the layer beneath is full of plastic. So it is not permeable. This is where rainwater harvesting can help in a small way, because whatever you collect in your roof is slowly transferred back to the groundwater beneath your school. But that is not enough. What is happening on the road or what is happening in any backyard is actually fully littered with plastic. So you knowingly or unknowingly, you have created, or your whoever it is has created the waste throughout your place, so that rainwater is unable to penetrate into the earth. We are slowly going to die the entire plantation, because plants need the topsoil. The topsoil is getting depleted slowly because of the plastic beneath it. So the water is unable to move. The entire water flows on the top only. It is not coming to the earth inside. This is where when you dig a well, you most of the time you see that you have to go very deep to get water, because there is no natural water flow beneath. Is there any other thing we can do in the schools? What will happen to your books and other thing after use? Anything being done on that after the year? School books or
In our school,
yeah.
we circulate the books for the students who can't afford it, or send it across. We've adopted a village in Orissa. We send it there.
Very nice. I think it's one way of saying that it is reusable. Excellent. So basically, what happens now is, now as you know, we are cutting down plants to make paper. Very few paper is getting recycled. So if you see around the globe, if you everywhere the trees are being cut down to make paper plates or paper cups. Wherever you see a tree to grow to that level, it takes 15 to 20 years to make a big tree, and you are cutting down in 5 minutes or half an hour to make your own grid. So wherever you see books or any textbooks or whatever it is, make use of it or reuse it maximum possible, then recycle it if it is possible, because there are no very not very areas are there where you can recycle paper in India, because very few places are available, because paper can be reused to make again paper or books. Very few companies are coming up now. This is where you can create and adopting sustainable practices. And what happened to the clothes where we wear? Whether what happened to that? You
Sir,
normal?
regarding the books, may I?
Yeah, please.
There is an idea that the children who are handling the textbooks, the senior children, they can keep the textbooks over there in the class itself, so that the juniors who comes, they don't want to carry all the textbook to the class. It's weight of the bag is also an issue, so they can use the pre-used textbooks. They can use those textbooks, and actually they can reduce all. It's economical.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very good idea actually. So you need to encourage, because see, the main problem with our current generation is they feel ashamed to use a used book. But there's nothing to be ashamed of. What you are studying is in the book only. Whether you buy a new book or old book, the material is same. So I think the teachers needs to make a difference here. They need to educate the students, saying that the matter is inside is same, whether you use a old book or a new book. So wherever sustainable practices are possible, try to do that. And this is one way of doing. And the clothes, what I've asked is clothes. When we go to the another standard, the uniform changes or you go it into another maybe a pattern. So what happens normally to the old ones? Either it is dumped in this house only, or it is thrown away. Anything on that? Any ideas?
Like in SUPW and all, the old uniforms, the pinafores can be converted into bags and all. We can make children do that. Okay, create new bags or anything like do it yourself ideas can be, rugs. We can keep, you can make do it yourself rugs and everything.
Yes, definitely. There is a startup known as Kalipatam in Kochi only. What they do is they actually collect these clothes, convert it into small soft toys, and this is being used by Anganwadis across Kerala and the tribal areas, where they make shapes of elephants, leopards, or monkeys, or everything. So students will touch it and they make it as a soft toys. This unit is available in St. Teresa's College in Kochi. So they convert the clothes to soft toys. Maybe I don't know how many of you can do it, but it's an opportunity for converting your waste and recycling into sustainable areas. So recycling and reusing waste. My another point is recycling water. Any idea on that? How to recycle water? It's difficult, I
I
know.
think, sir, in Hyderabad airport, they are using that water again and again for washroom purpose, sir, after cleaning.
Yes.
In houses also, we are doing like that only, sir. Whatever water we are using in kitchen, no, again we are using for plants and again reusing for washing machine and other purposes also, sir.
Yes, I think normally the water we use normally drains to our gutter only. So the children can maybe educate the parents to recycle water. Whatever they use, they convert it into maybe, I don't know whether apartment it is possible, but at least wherever there are houses or schools, wherever possible, the water, used water can be recycled. You need to have a recycling plant at a very small amount. Now government is giving a lot of subsidy to give recycled waste water into normal water or a potable water, or you can use it for your plants. So a lot of facilities are available for the public and the schools specifically. A lot of central government schemes are available where schools can take part in this. They can apply and they can get this in your own schools to convert water, wastewater for your plants. So you don't need to water your plants. It can be as a drip unit or something. It can be converted to make plants use recycled water. Instead of watering the plant, you can use the recycled water. I hope this audience is across India, or is it restricted to Kerala or Hyderabad? I
No,
can
no,
see.
sir. We have across India, actually from Doha and Dubai also.
Oh, I see. From Doha also it is there. Very nice. Okay. So my another point is don't overuse water. This is for the kids basically. We have a habit of taking wash for a long time, and we use a lot of water waste. So bathtubs are of course I can say a luxury. But what happens to a bathtub? It requires gallons of water, and what you do, you just remove the hose and it drains off. It's a waste. Try to make short showers and try to save water, because you can see a lot of areas. There's a dry areas are coming up across the globe now. As you can see, the summer is very hot now. The water is drying up. Anybody knows any technology which you heard where you can make water from the air? And you have any idea? Anybody heard about it? Okay, there is a technology from Israel, whether it is a dry Saharan Africa or any in Doha or Saudi. There is a machine. When we install, just open the tap, you get water even in the desert. What it uses the overhead air, converts into water. So slowly, I think we are using the atmosphere to make water. So this is an expensive technology, but slowly I think it is getting reduce the pricing. So across the globe, we will shortly see lot of these products coming out, where the water is going to be the next war, because for water we need to fight now after some time. For the Gulf countries, they know how difficult to get a water is it, or how pricey the water is. Here in Kerala, we have enough water, plenty of water, nobody cares about it. So don't overuse water. This is my another thing. I think I have only 5 more minutes. So I will just thank you. And my phone number is down 85909 75 777. You can reach out to me at mail@kushan.com. So
Yes, sir. There's one question here. Does practical lessons linked to real life sustainability an effective way to strengthen environmental awareness among youth?
definitely yes, because you need to get into the field to know what is happening. I'll tell you an example from my side. Many of you have heard about the Munnar, the hill station in Kerala. I think many of you must have visited also, because you see the beauty of Munnar, and I have been fortunate enough to see the backside of Munnar where the waste is getting dumped. Hello, can you hear? Can you hear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So I went in the morning as a part of UN project only to the area where the waste is getting dumped early in the morning, around 6 o'clock or 6:30 in the morning. So I can see animals waiting for the dumping. I can see elephants. I can see birds or deers. Everybody is waiting for the waste. Once the waste has come, there is a mad rush towards the truck. The poor animals doesn't know the difference between a plastic waste as well as an organic waste, and it is eating just like that. So painful to see that. And this is where practical experience, when you see that, then you will realize what harm you are doing it.
Thank you, sir, for that. We have one more question here. Can we divert water after using washing vessels to borehole through rainwater harvesting hole?
See, this whatever you use washing for clothes and everything, you use a lot of chemicals. knowingly or unknowingly use lot of detergents which contains chemical. So once it gets into the borehole or anything, it's automatically interacting with the groundwater. So knowingly or unknowingly, you are creating more mess. That's what I can say.
Thank you, sir, for that. There's one more question here. Present generation are not bothered about wastage of water and food, even though repeated awareness.
Yeah, I think that needs to be handled at the house or the school only. I think people need to be educated about, all the students need to be educated from the LKG level or the pre-KG level on this, because if you see other countries, Europe or Japan, for instance, they catch some young and educate usage or basically this, because people are so fast in their life. Most people are interested only in the mobile or cartoon or games. They are not worried about, because every parent wants to give their child the best. So this is where the problem is, because kids needs to be advised properly. Otherwise, you are creating more mess only.
Thank you, sir, for that. We have one more question here.
Yeah.
Why should studies related to sustainability be taught in early primary schools?
Yeah, this is what I have been telling earlier also, because primary school is where the seeds are born. So you need to catch them young, educate them on the environmental issues or where water, waste, whatever it is. This needs to be actually learned at the ground level only, base level, when the kid is born or till the LKG level or the primary level is the right time to catch them young, to put the seed into their thought process, so that they will definitely learn on the way, because then they will teach the parents. When the kid learns, they will come back to the house and tell the parents not to do this. This is the only way. Catch them young.
Thank you, sir, for that. There's one more question here. When we go through the UN mandate on SDGs, we can see that there are competing stakeholder interests attached to them. Will this not affect the successful implementation of SDGs?
You mean say the competing? That's what the question is.
Yes.
Any specific example or anything? Otherwise, I can give an answer.
No, sir, there's
no,
nothing
okay.
mentioned as such.
Yeah. Basically, see, the any SDG goal. Okay, I think I got the answer. I think political and
economic.
Yeah. See, like Mahatma Gandhi said, there is no solution for the human greed. So basically, every country or everything is related to what I get. So basically, the SDG is a global program for the United Nations. It doesn't mean a country or a specific or a person or anything. It has identified sustainable goals after long deliberations. So naturally, there is a lot of thought process into that. Of course, there will be problems. Political difference of opinion will be there, but definitely it's all for the common good only. You need to take it positive only.
Thank you, sir, for that. We have one more question here. Can students develop ideas for developing eco-friendly products from surrounding based on reuse, reduce, recycle principle?
Yes, definitely. I am a startup mentor. Actually, I mentor a lot of youngsters for doing this. But the idea needs to be practical and it needs to solve the problem. Because whenever you are seeking a solution or creating a product, it needs to solve the problem of the common man or anything. It has to be a solution. If the solution is workable, then any product or any innovation will be welcomed by people. It can be done.